Time to start stripping some parts off of this thing. Start with the shifters. Yeah, these are some really nice Shimano 600 index shifters. I'm going to attempt to keep them all together. Hopefully use them on a different project, or maybe use them as Barcon shifters someday. And I'd like to do something with these studs. I think I'm going to try to find caps, something that'll make them look nice, because I have ground them off in the past, and you can't smooth them out. But just in case I want to turn this back into a geared bike, I am going to try to make some caps. And we'll go from there. Once I find my snippers, a pair of scissors will work for this. We will just rotate this a little bit. And I'm going to pull the rear brake off, which is only zip tied on. I need to find some washers and the right inset nut for the brake, and nice Shimano 600 single pivot. I can tell that the brake pads have been upgraded, and there's actually fairly new pads on it, which is great, so I won't have to buy those. Now we'll take off the front caliper. And also take off the front derailleur. I'm only going to be putting these back on, but I'm taking them off so I could get the right spacing and clean them up a little bit. Plus I need to take the handlebar off. Yeah, that was only catching a few threads. Yeah, see, it was using the a short one. If I can find one with a longer collar, this short one probably will work pretty good in the back. With a few washers it will. Now I could take the brake lever off and get the I could take the brake lever off so I can get the Alright, so I'll remove the brake lever if I can find. There we go. Then I could slide the handlebar out. I'm going to try to reuse the stem. These type of brake levers will work with the mustache bars, but it puts you in an awkward position. So that's why I ordered a different style of handlebar for it. Sometimes the handlebars slide right out. Sometimes you have to fight it or get a thick screwdriver to open it. We will see. This one's looking good. do have other stems. The way well, it's a pretty tight corner. Let's come down here and attempt it this way. There we go. Good thing is I don't have to worry about scratching the frame. If I took the stem out, it would be a lot easier because I'd be able to move the stem and not the bar. But I do plan on putting it back in, so plus all the tape doesn't help either. There we go. We'll get the front derailleur. And the bottom bracket. Bottom bracket, I'll have to go find some other tools. This derailleur is in really good shape. It hasn't been ridden much. I can see where the grooves are, where it pushes the chain. It doesn't have a lot of miles on it, that front derailleur. And if it does, it's got light use. So that's going to be good to save. Add it to my parts collection for future projects. Bottom bracket will be tricky. I can go get real tools. Or I can try to ham and egg it with some channel locks and since it's an old cup and ball bottom bracket, I'm a little less picky about proper tooling, especially when I'm just taking things apart. A little on the grimy side, but it's an old bottom bracket. I guess it should be grimy. This one, let's see how lucky I get. Might have to go get a real tool. All right, let's go get a real tool. All right, I found 2 different tools. With any luck, one of these will work. This thing, I got this tool back in probably 1993. Still works. Hasn't really probably been used since the early 2000s. But it's always nice to have the right tool when you need it. Like right now. Yeah, the bottom bracket I ordered is a $10 Amazon special, some name I don't recognize, probably Chinese, and I am fine with it because it's a sealed cartridge bottom bracket. The old cup and cone bottom brackets like this were great, but back in the day when this style bottom bracket was in, when you paid for a tune-up, everything got adjusted. As we're now with a lot of the higher end bikes, everything has sealed bearings. There's very few things that are being tuned besides wheels and shifting. Might have to get, there we go, the grimy dust shield, water shield that never function correctly, as proof by the grime and grit in the middle. But that's a cheaper of the ball bearing bottom brackets. I should take the stem off, but I'm not going to. And yeah, that's what we have. Let me get the camera. I should say my phone. So that's where I took the brake off. Something that's cool on this thing is it's a pump peg. I can go ahead and put a full frame pump on it. And to a lot of new cyclists who haven't used a full frame pump, they are so much better than all these modern mini pumps, like the old Zeffel full ones. You can actually pump your road bike tires up to full pressure in a lot shorter time. And I think it'll look cool on here since it's made for it. Got some cleaning out to do in there. Now it's a matter of getting hubs for those. I've decided to not even attempt to use these tires. These are 30s, and with my single pivot brakes, I'm just not sure they would fit in, so that's why I ordered some more standard size 725s for it. Those are a different set of bars. I was going to cut them into sprint bars, but I opted for the mustache bars. It's just a bar that I've used in the past, and they're a very comfortable bar to use. I could go ahead and remount the brakes once I find all the hardware, but right now I am in a holding pattern. My next project's going to be to make some sort of cap or cover for this. And other than that, I'm in waiting mode for parts. Here's all the parts that I took off. There we go. The brakes will be reused. All the other stuff will be reused somewhere, some repair, some old bike, some next project, who knows. But for now, time to get all the right stuff to get the brakes going and do the shifter boss covers.